ready to collapse. The so-called resistance leaders, they rage bait the slaves, pushing their own demise. Stay angry indeed. Black pills of despair rain from the sky. No one can stop the fall. No one can stop Black Chad, demon of despair.
Stop putting your emotion into it.
Wait,
we need to look for alternatives.
what's this?
We need to look for solutions. We can't just, give in to despair and this programmed demoralization of the West. Come on, guys.
What? You're not full of rage or despair? Fine. I will imprison you in an astral dungeon and keep you away from the others. No one will hear about your alternatives or your solutions or your silly indie brands. No one cares. The despair programming must continue.
What?
Welcome to Forever, nerd.
You haven't won, Black Chad.
Oh, yeah?
I'll talk to and review every indie creator I can, and we'll fight against your despair.
Even the bad ones?
Yes, even the bad ones.
Oh.
You don't get it. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me!
Oh.
Now on with the show. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up, guys?
What
Like
up?
that soft ending on the song. It's very 80s.
Yeah. It'd only be better if like it came back in just for a little bit,
To look
kidding.
around. So, are you sick of that song yet?
No, it's such a banger. I love that.
Yeah.
song.
It's stuck in my head. I mean, it's better
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
it's better than
We'll
having
listen
like
today.
Kanye West songs.
Kanye West, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna change the Comicsgate Commando's theme song to that. So
You might as
that's
well.
not.
It's not.
I saw somebody
Anyways.
do that with Singing in the Rain. I almost lost it.
Hilarious. So we are back with Mr. Patrick Quinlan. First of all, good morning to everybody out there in internet land. Thanks for joining us. If you see this now or later, so because we do get some later watchers, not everybody can be here on the day, so that's cool. Oh, Chris says that song's stuck in my head now. Yeah, it will be for all day. It will be all day.
You'll be doing
anyways,
great deeds all day long. You're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like even the poor. We fight for love. We do.
Love. Yeah, and so passionately too.
Yep.
So last night you had like surprise. You kind of jumped on, did a birthday stream, impromptu birthday stream for Frederick, who unfortunately is not in the chat this morning. Probably a little hungover.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
if he sees this later.
Wherever he's at, wherever he's at out there. On that birthday stream, you had discussed a few things, and one of those things was apparently your attraction to a certain personality in the space named last name of Venti.
I knew this
And I
was
was like, what? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, we all have our quirks. It's okay. But since I have you here, there's a few times that you've said some things and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, for instance, what about cults? What do you know about cults?
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I was kind of in one for a little bit. It's called a Greek fraternity. It's actually kind of fascinating to like do the Greek fraternity stuff and to engage in their rituals and shit, and then to go study Freemasonry, which has been a long-standing archenemy of Catholicism for a long time, which is why I was interested in it. And I was like, so what's the whole, why? Like, why do, like, Catholics care about a lot of things. I'm sure you guys are aware, but they like really, really don't like Freemasons. And I was like, I wonder why. And so I just studied a little bit more about it. And I came to the realization that Greek fraternities are essentially like they're like preschool versions of Masonry. Yeah. It's fascinating, actually, all the similarities. And what they do is they kind of prepare you, groom you almost in a way, to be inclined to do the kinds of things that you have to do to be a part of that big group.
Collective.
Gotcha.
And so
kind of like Fight Club.
Yeah.
Project Mayhem.
The amount of secrecy involved. I mean, this is the problem with the whole thing, is that you do swear an oath when you're initiated into the fraternity. You swear an oath on pain of death to not reveal any of the secrets. Wow. So we can pretend like all these people who are like, oh no, there's nothing weird about Masonry. We can pretend like, they're just like upfront people, or we can maybe bear in mind that they've literally sworn an oath to somebody, not God, but to somebody that they, on pain of death, they can't talk about it. So, it's not, and in fact, it really hit it off for me because there was this one Freemason who came to my workplace. Okay. And he said he was 32nd degree. And I said to him, I couldn't stop myself. I was just like, oh, so you're right there, right at the Satan benchmark, huh? Like, what? And I'm like, oh, the 33rd degree. Like, once you get there, like you find out who you're actually worshiping. He did he said, oh, I want to be clear too. The way he phrased what he said is very interesting. He was like, oh, there's a lot of misinformation out about that. It's not all what you think it is. So he didn't deny it, but he said, there's a lot of misinformation. And then he said, have you ever read the allegory of the cave? I think it's Plato.
Oh boy,
of course.
Yeah.
And I go, no. And he goes, you should read that. And so I read it, and then it dawned on me. He was literally telling me that I was right. Like he was telling me, hey, if you go read this allegory, then you'll be able to figure out what the real truth is.
Sure.
So that's,
I mean, so all right. So when you are like looking through history books and you see like George Washington being sworn in and he's in his full Freemason regalia, do you just like spit or like do you get mad? Or, how do you feel about the founders of the country, most of them being Freemasons?
well, I've heard two things now that bothered me for a while because they the founders of this country did like push for things that were good for the average person and that would not be in the best interest of a elite group of people ruling over everybody. So it's like, I wonder why that is. And I don't really know too terribly much about the masonry of the founding fathers. I haven't dug that deep into them, but I do know that there's a theory that out there that says that actually like part of them coming from Europe, these guys coming from Europe over to America was that they had disagreements with their Masonic brothers over there. And so it was maybe kind of like an offshoot or a split, a schism.
Right.
That ended up being in the benefit of like the average human person. So I don't know. That sounds more right to me. I mean, you have to look at like what people do. People say all kinds of things.
Yeah, actions speak louder.
Yeah.
It's
so
true.
they say all like our politicians right now talk about how America's a democracy and it's all we gotta fight for the people but they're not doing that. They're making bank off of laws they're passing that benefit companies they're invested in. So it's like,
well, yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a parasitic ruling class. Like we haven't had a government in a long time. It's an aristocracy now.
Precisely.
Yeah. A little fun fact. I actually met one of the descendants of the 3 original Knights Templars. His name was it was like DePayne or something like that. Yeah. Or Von Payne is what his name was. And he was living in like Utah or something. And he was a cop and then also was serving in the military. And anyways, dude, I'm 6'3". He was at least my height, maybe a little bit bigger, and a lot of muscle, like more muscle than me. Yeah. I'm like, damn, like he was a cool ass dude, shook his hand and everything. He's a cool dude. But that was a little side note. I was like, that's fucking cool. Like who would know that? And he just comes out with all this, Scottish Rite Freemasonry and all this, just starts talking all this shop talk. I was like, damn, all right, dude.
There's a lot of similarities between those and the Rosicrucians and all that kind of stuff. There's somewhere I want to think that there's like the good guy Illuminati. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like how it is in Marvel. Like they've got the Illuminati and the Cabal, and it's like, okay, the Illuminati aren't so bad.
The White Lotus or something,
right?
Well, right. Like my dad's father was a Freemason. It's kind of creepy because that was the first time I was like, is that the Assassin's Creed logo?
Assassin's Creed. They ripped off my grandpa.
I've met a couple of Freemasons, and they were more like just like older middle-aged guys who had like a skill that they were like. One was like into leather working, that kind of stuff, and not really threatening. Like they didn't seem to, In fact, I'm pretty sure they were conservative and everything. So I don't know. Maybe it was that separation, that gap before they realized they were worshiping Moloch or whatever.
Well, it's kind of like Hydra from the movies. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of people working for it, and their money and their efforts go towards the goals of the people at the top who know what's going on. But a lot of these people don't really know. Like, there is a point. I just don't trust them. Okay.
Yeah.
There's people I've met, like I've shook the hands of priests who give me the Mason handshake, and I'm like, not good. Not good at all. So
skip my brother.
Yeah.
Well, I don't trust any secret group that I'm not allowed to be in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What's up, Tank? Tank says we fight for love and live to win.
That's a great. Yeah, I like that. We live to win.
Hey, birthday boy. We were just talking about you. It was all bad. No. Anyway, okay. So let's talk about phenomenon number 2.
Yes, sir.
Let me present that. I'm
gonna top off my coffee real quick. Hold
on. Sure. No rush.
Gotta get that caffeine.
Yeah. So I said, grab your caffeine and your camo.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 resolutions going on my. So I have 2 monitors, and each monitor has a different resolution. So I move it over here, and it's like,
it's
wait,
big.
yeah. So I gotta figure out. I need another monitor.
Well, not only that, but like Windows has this really weird feature where it by default magnifies your font if your monitor resolution is above a certain resolution. So like I have the direct opposite where I'll move it from like a 1080p screen and I drag it up to my 4K and suddenly I can't read anything because it's all like I reduced it back to its 100% font.
Oh, right. Frederick says, I'm no longer a birthday boy. Now I'm just old.
Welcome to the club, Sonny.
Patrick should have a utility belt with ready-to-go caffeine. I agree. It should be in your web belt. Where's that at? All right, wait a second. First of all, before we get into that, I wanted to ask you. So you guys were looking at different trailers last night, right? So talk about pop culture stuff. You were looking at what you saw, the new Ironheart. Is that right?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Oh my gosh! Like, let me try to say something nice about it really quick.
All right.
I noticed that some of the armor that she wore was it looked more like practical effects than CGI. Nice.
That's good. Yeah.
So yeah, the Ironheart trailer. That's
about it.
That's about it.
I'm not particularly interested in it, and
nobody really is. Only people they only pretend to be for like political reasons. Nobody knows who Ironheart is or cares who Ironheart is, and if they knew who she was, they'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of lame." Like, why don't you just like make a Black Panther show or something?
And how come nobody's complaining about the gentrification, of black culture or something by turning her into Iron Man?
Right.
Like, aren't you guys mad about that all the time? What about now?
I stepped in it on Twitter the other day because I was kind of pissed off that they swapped. There's an announcement that they're trying to like blackwash Magneto and Professor X.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, Magneto's background, his history, intrinsic to his character. Don't change that. Like you will distract. And they're like, oh, well, you don't think I'm like, not everything needs to be black.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that he's only that way because of his blood? Oh no. What are you trying to say, man? I'm just asking.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it's a good point, but I personally for that thing, I just kind of want to. I want to sit back and watch like who wins that fight. Like the black people or the Jewish people. Like, let's see what happens.
All right, so I wanted to share this talking about gentrification. I thought this was cool coming from black neighborhoods that you can see the creep in of white culture into black culture, and it's pretty neat. So let's see if this plays. You guys hear that?
Yep.
Oops. It's not doing it.
Making my way through the hood, sipping this yak. Niggas about to get blown with the Mac. Riding around the block with a Glock. Yo ass finna get shot. That's the sound. That's the grenade launch.
Grenade launch?
I'm finna kill you. I'm finna drill you. And now you bleeding. They play
Damn!
When I shoot you in your neck, the noise gon' play.
Yeah.
You know I will shoot you in your eyes. That's all. They play.
Is that the official onomatopoeia for gunshots?
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's good to see. It's good to see the influences.
Unironically, that's better than like most rap that comes out. It's more enjoyable.
Well, rap is so topical that like it like has like an expiration date on it that's like instant. Like I was listening to Dre Day, and I know that's like old stuff or whatever. And I'm like,
Dre Day.
Yeah, back in the day. Remember Snoop Dogg's debut on the Chronic?
Oh yeah.
And like
all of the Wiggers played it constantly.
Yeah. Well, I listened to it and I'm like, I wonder how many Zoomers or hell, even younger millennials will even know who the hell Eazy-E is when they watch the video and they're like, why are they making fun of this dude that looks like the guy from GTA 3?
Oh shit.
It doesn't like it loses value like within like a week or a month or a year. You know what I mean? Like it's like, Is it a good song? Like. but you don't even know what they're talking about half the time, you know. And then modern rap, it's like I'm a polyglot. I can speak multiple languages, and I can't understand. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
English? Do you speak it?
What you talking about, Willis?
Modern rap is like the war campaign of music. Just really low effort and disgusting and perverse.
Shit. All right, all right, I have to share this as well. 1 second. So I just kind of like save shit, and I'm like, all right, I'll get back to that another time. So I got to share this with everybody. Check this out. I don't know if you've seen this or not.
You're going to jail.
Well, guess who's gonna visit me in jail, Batman? My parents. Bruce, dead parents. Get away! Oh my God, are you crying?
No, it's just raining.
Yeah, and that's just one reason why I can't take Batman serious.
Yeah.
Let me take that down. All right. So, anyways, okay. So, I do have one last thing. Have you guys heard about this? What is it? There's a Mexican Navy ship that crashed straight into the Brooklyn Bridge.
Dude, it pissed me off.
Oh my God, lady!
it pissed me off. I saw that there were people standing on the mats.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me pull it up.
Like,
yes, they're all up like on the different masts, all the yard arms and everything.
People died so that they could basically try to destroy a bridge. Look at this.
Watch this. Crunch.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's even a shot. Look at that. Like, how did you not see that coming? There's literally a tugboat pulling them in.
So what I heard was that the ship lost forward power or something like that. I don't know how. It looks like it's moving fine, but apparently it launched and lost power, and so that tugboat was actually trying to prevent it from going under the bridge and all that stuff, but it was too late, and it smashed. And I don't know how I haven't seen reports on how many people got hurt, but yeah, that's horrible, dude.
Why is it all lit up like that too?
Yeah, it's like a giant like I don't know, like carnival float or whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. They're celebrating. They were in town, I think, to be celebrating 250 years of America. And whoops. I want to know who the hell was driving.
Traffic there, stuck in traffic, and this thing's coming towards you. You're like,
you imagine the mask?
Yeah.
Steer, move.
I don't know about you guys, but anytime a boat's coming in out of its own control into a bay, I'm just afraid there's a T-Rex on board.
Yeah, but it's like, what is this? The fourth time this has happened?
Look at that. They're hanging on to the yard arms and masts and everything.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Look at
Man,
that!
look at him on the sail.
That guy's screwed.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I shouldn't have enlisted.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, I feel bad, man. That's gotta suck. Like, you're not the one that's steering the ship or doing the stupid shit that did that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're just up there doing it because you're like, yeah, we're doing a celebration practice run or whatever, and all of a sudden, you know, the dude at the wheel's like, oh my God, I lost control. It's like, dude, you're 2 miles away. Fix it. Like,
here we go. Here's I'm a Mexican naval captain. I'm a fucking retard who couldn't avoid it in the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh shit!
The first mate is like rapping at the captain's door. Captain. The lady comes out. Mr. Captain, no here.
No,
we gotta turn the ship. No.
But look at them all.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Wow.
I hope the casualties were minimal.
Looking good, boys.
I mean, it looked cool.
Yeah.
Okay, just hold it until we get out of the harbor.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm Emma.
Hi. Oh she. Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Cinco de Mayo. Perfect. Yeah.
Love that guy.
Shit, I was ignoring. I didn't see the chat. One second. We got somebody new in the chat. I have not seen this name before.
Hey.
What is that? Flatey?
Flatey.
Sir, are we not continuing that today? I'll stop.
He's,
You know
he's
them?
on the
I don't know.
Commandos all the time.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That Bruce scared crew isn't black.
Oh,
He's got a
damn.
dad.
Oh, no.
I'll pick it up what you're putting down. The Mexican Pearl sails again.
Is this
Like a
like
real-
One-Eyed Willie's thing? Like, does it come out of the
Should have been the brown pearl. Yeah, at this point. There's a lot of brown all over that deck. You know what I mean?
Oh. Yeah,
right.
probably spectators out in the bay too, watching that turn brown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was like they were like setting out, right? Like
Oh my
people
God.
they had like a band playing and everything. Watch.
They crewed it with inmates. Well, that was your first problem.
How do you go through this much prep and then crash into a bridge?
I don't know.
Seriously.
Looking good, guys.
Is there a prison
Just hold that
population?
pose.
It is cool to see an old timey ship, though. You know, with the
Yeah,
sails
super
and the.
cool.
yeah.
There
we
we go.
get that up in here in Boston. We get like the tall ships. Like we get the USS Constitution that's permadocked.
Yes, I've been on that. That is a beautiful ship.
Old Ironsides.
I just want to point out that you get enough Mexicans in one spot, and there will be a mariachi band that just brings out of nowhere.
Spawns wherever
Yeah.
nobody's looking. It just spawns.
It just manifests. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, as soon as they like leave your view of frustrum, another one appears. Turn your back. There's 3 now.
Yeah, look at them though. Doing good, guys. Looking real good.
Yeah, how do you go through all of this and then fuck up? Screw up that badly. Like,
So I saw somewhere there was something about cadets. Maybe I don't know. It's all unconfirmed. You know, hearsay.
yeah, those are people's lives. That like I hope nobody died on that.
Now, see, for me, that's kind of the problem that I see. One of the major problems with having stupid officers. Like, how did the officer? Because, like, you do what you're told. Totally. That's the whole point. Chain of command. Blah blah blah. But the problem is when you have an idiot for an officer.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know. How is it they lost power? Yet they look like they were cruising.
Mhm.
Well, how'd they have lights if they
Smash.
lost power?
It could be on separate circuit. You could have like your power, like your what's that called? Your your power block or whatever for your motors, and then you have your power generator for your lights and whatnot.
And there wasn't any kind of backup plan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ships lose power all the engine. You know what I mean? Engine trouble is not a new thing.
Yeah, sir, the brakes they don't work. Like, oops.
No quiero morir.
Mexicans do know that kamikazes are supposed to come by air, right? Yeah, Darwin strikes again. Oof.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's taken out a whole bunch of people on the side. So
Yeah.
all right, this is the last one, and then we can get to your comic. I swear.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So recently, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing on Twitter lately about blacks or gingers are now black. But anyways, I just want to play.
Wait,
this.
what?
Hilarious.
I knew it.
Yes, watch.
Trump's president. He's in a trade war with China. Gingers are black now. India and Pakistan are trying to go to war. What? What did you just say? India and Pakistan are trying to go to war. No, I don't care about that. I've been getting less calls because of it. I know gingers are black now. Why? Okay, that was a bit problematic. But basically, this one black girl told the whole black community, hey, all gingers are black now. And they're all like, okay. And then the gingers was like, okay. And now it's like a whole movement. What the heck is going on? So do I call them gingers now? Is Hardy Yard crazy? Can I still call them ginger? What's the protocol? What is you know what? That's actually a good question. Maybe we can't even say ginger. Maybe that's a term of endearment that they only used with each other, and we can only use redhead. But let's stop.
Yeah.
We're in dangerous territory here. One more. How are they going to belong in that community when they can't even cook soul food?
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? Well, technically, because gingers are considered black, i.e. a race now, that's racism. But it's about having a shared experience of being ostracized by society. So basically what you're telling me is that orange is the new black, that they're invited to the cookout, and that the Little Mermaid was actually black all along.
There it
But
is.
she can swim. How does that work?
Oh, damn.
But she can swim.
Did you ever see that pic of like the the redheaded kid with the huge afro, and it says, "If gingers have no soul, explain this."
Yeah. What's up, Skeleton?
Skelly?
Hey,
Good to see you.
I'll take it. I've always known I was black on the inside. Whole life.
Gingers, Egyptian pharaohs, the Jews, the Black Irish are all now black. There we go.
wow.
Nice. Wait, does that mean that I'm? It's official. I'm black, not only on the
All
inside, but on the out. Yes.
Yeah. As a person of mixed race, I am black from the waist down.
Yeah, my gingers. Hell yeah.
Jimmy
I like
Olsen
it.
was black the whole time.
Jimmy, yeah. See, all this race swapping that Hollywood's been doing, it's not real. It's just us projecting our own biases and prejudice on it.
What would they call that? Anti-gingerism? Or like
Yeah.
Well, it's the great ginger side, right?
Ginger erasure.
That's a right-wing dog whistle now. So
oh god.
anyways, I don't
Ginger
want to
strike.
this though. I thought this was interesting. So
look, I've already commented on this photo. What is going on with those rain boots? Come on.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
why are you wearing rain boots?
They're made for walking.
What is? Did she
Yeah.
answer? What is up with those rain boots?
And then you got Rip Off verse down there going fucking hard like he always
He's
does.
hilarious. Yeah. You look like that trans guy that tries to catch waiters misgendering him on his phone.
Damn.
83 likes.
That's beautiful. Yep. That's all right, buddy. Hey, we all got our kinks. It's fine.
Well, after
She's got
today,
that-
after we've
That
established
trashy
this today,
80s look. I like it.
I'm 100% more black than Brittany Venti.
What you call me?
Yeah.
What do you mean, you people?
But now this
What
is
do
bad
you
for me
mean?
because she says she doesn't date black guys. So
Oh, denied.
yeah.
Well, she's missing out, dude. Mhm. Yeah, Tank says, well, heck, that's some pasty ass easy ginger. It's
Yeah, you don't
ginger
want to
now.
get a what is it, a $500,000 or $600,000 give send go campaign, do you?
Yeah.
700 grand. Thank you very much. Yeah, lady says, let us not forget Vikings are trans too. Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And the those braids, you can't wear them if you're a Viking.
Well, what if they were gingers?
Yeah. There we go. I think it's appropriated perfectly. All right, let me pull up your campaign here because I have a few questions about your campaign. Let's see, there it is. Like, for instance, did you only launch it on Fund My Comic?
Yes. I only do
Okay.
this on Fund My Comic.
How come you only did it for 1 month?
No, it's been, was it 2 months? I launched on it was it's like a month and a half to 2 months is the about amount of time I do it for.
Oh, it started on March 22nd. Okay.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
see
this
that.
says raised in 1 month. It doesn't mean that it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
good
not
on
too
you,
bad.
man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, the wheels are turning on, the next issue right now as we speak too. So it's like, I don't want to spend too long on one campaign. I like to fulfill and move on and get to the next one.
Yeah.
Tank says a white crayon is 100% more black than Brittany. 100% more edible. Yikes.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
F
I
to
don't know.
disagree.
damn.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe she's that type you can only do that kind of stuff after a shower. You know what I mean? It's like, not right now, honey. Why don't you go take a shower?
You ever get that?
Wow.
That's a fresh feeling sometimes.
Not so fresh. All right.
Yeah, there gets
So,
to the point with these campaigns where it's like you can have it open for as long as you want, unless it's like a storefront. It becomes like the people who are gonna back it have backed it. You know what I mean?
So this one is on the docket for today. Depending on, so I'll be reading this while I wait for my tabletop group to get here.
Nice.
So, yep.
Hope you enjoy.
Dude, I love that Minotaur cover.
Thank you.
I know.
Peter Gilmore, the amazing.
So I was
so
just
sweet.
flipping through it and I found, what is it? I really liked, damn, where is it? There's this like not a double page. It's I don't know if it's going to be a spoiler though, because I haven't read the book. Where is it? 1 second.
Are you?
Let me-
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell
No.
yeah.
I don't know. So if that looks like something that you're interested in, go check it out. I've got his link pinned to the top of the chat. So if you have not bought Phenomenon or Phenomenal Tales, go check out this series, dude. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
You know, it's got that the military vibe going on. It's alternate Earth if the Cold War never ended, or is it it's apocalypse if the Cold War reached its what is that the mutually assured destruction? Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
the mad.
A post-apocalypse universe where the Soviet Union and the United States had a nuclear war, and now they're back into a level of Cold Warism where they're trying to build up their forces again.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Chris?
What's that?
See, Flady says, Immortal Rising, you got your next book launched yet? Just don't want to miss it. Got my last batch a few months back. Good stuff. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I actually, so right now, my artist, Jose Garcia, is busy with his own projects. And then he told me that that's for May. And then June, he'll get back on to, because he gave me all the sketch pages for next issue, or they're all done. And then I went through and I was like, no, let's change, basically edited it and sent all those notes back to him. So with his quick turnaround, we should be moving on to inks and lines and stuff like that really shortly. I'm hoping to have it done. Saying my cash can hold up, I would like to have it done by the end of the summer. But a lot of times those things take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I do plan on launching number 3, maybe early next year. Is the hope. So we will see.
Hey, I got less than a week, baby.
Yes, and actually, I want to bring that up. Also, if you want to share your link, Chris, go ahead. Chris has got he's going to be launching Infinite Tale number 2 this Friday on Bancroft's channel. So if you guys are interested in that, check out his link and check out his stuff, because you give like a preview and everything. So like there's no surprise when you get into it where you're getting.
Yeah. That's why I love when I see full page images like this. Like when you're looking at Phenomenon number 2 here, and you're looking at interior art, you know what you're getting. And I love that. I love when people put a lot of the big full color stuff right in there.
Yep.
Well, you got to let people know, because there's sometimes these images that don't really adequately represent the interiors.
Mm-hmm,
and I know how it is to get something and be like, well, wait a minute, this is
the
so
90s kid.
You gotta let people know. Coincidentally, by the way, we're gonna have Chris on the 28th, I believe it is.
Oh yeah.
On the Commando.
Awesome.
It'll be a great time.
Fucking perfect.
Yeah, man, can't wait.
And we got Frederick Guman in the chat here. He actually did the new cover for Phenomenal Tales number 1. So if you guys haven't gotten Phenomenal Tales, grab that. It's only $10. You can cart it all up and get it all at the same time. So
is this it here? Is that his cover?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nice. There we go.
That's
there's a bigger version of it if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page.
Right on. See, that is great too. I really like the just the character of the Minotaur is cool.
Yeah.
I have not gotten into it, but the design and everything, just looking at that page that I was showing up earlier, yeah, that looks so badass. I'm interested to see who he is.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. So, what inspired all this? Like, what got you into Soviet Union, the Cold War, and things like that?
Make him say yet.
Well, so my high school offered Russian. My brothers had taken it before me when they went to that same high school. I went there. I wanted to do German, which might not be too surprising to some of the chat. But they didn't offer it. So I was like, okay, well, the next best thing is Russian. And so I got into it, and I actually just had I was actually pretty good at it.
Oh, nice.
From being honest with you.
Yeah, you're good with your tongue?
Did you
I read well, the Russians say that I sound like a Lithuanian when I talk to them, which is essentially like saying, hey, you sound like a Canadian. You know what I mean?
well, everybody's got an accent,
Yeah. But I mean, that's a high compliment if you ask me. I try to say the words exactly as they say them. But anyway, I got into it, and then you learn some of the history and stuff, and really the Soviet Union and its iconography and symbolism and all that stuff really it was like a You know how a lot of people are interested in like the Nazi regime stuff, and they
Did
like
it
collect the
speak to your-
memorabilia and
Yeah, did it speak to your blood?
well, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's just that
Spoke to me.
that brutalism that they do is
Yeah.
so like I think it looks super cool. Some people think it looks ugly, but I think it was really cool. And as the Soviet Union is like essentially the atheist empire of the world, it was like, okay, well, you got to learn about the enemy. So that was one of the things that really inspired me. And it's just fascinating stuff. And the Russian people are, everybody thinks they're all commies and stuff. No, the Russian people are a noble people who have a lot of like true grit. I mean, they really are like some of the best people in the world.
Tough motherfuckers, you know what I mean?
And they care about things that
go through
matter.
some serious shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
The wheat kind of got trimmed from the shaft, or the shaft from the wheat, or
Whoa.
whatever. Like, seriously, like you can't.
Trimming the shaft. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Well,
I did that this morning.
I used to pick. But no, it's just when you go through something that horrific, what is the expression? If you're poor under capitalism, you're dead under communism.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people that went through some horrific shit. And
show some pages.
Yeah.
When you were in Russian class, did you ever read like War and
Good
Peace,
quality.
like Tolstoy or Dostoevsky? Or
So when I went to college, I took an entire series of classes on Russian literature. One of them was exclusively a Dostoevsky class.
oh my god,
And that's how I came
Whoa,
to
you're
be
a
like,
big fan.
Dostoevsky is literally my favorite author at this
Yeah.
point.
that
You got a big
Um,
brain on you, man. I've
so-
listened to some audiobook, Dostoevsky audiobook,
Mhm.
and I think it was Brothers Karamazov.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it is. I mean, one sentence of his is so thick. It's
Mhm.
like eating, thick fudge cake. It's like it's so rich in its description and yet so deceptively simple.
Mhm.
I understand why you like it so much. It's just it's a lot to take on,
yeah,
Like, I'm
His
sitting
themes
here-
too. Like
I got
he
my
does that
headphones,
whole.
but I'm at work, I'm working, and I'm like, I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta stop for a second. I gotta rewind just a little bit. Okay, what did he say again? Yeah, it was cool.
The themes he uses too. Like he introduced to me the concept of what is that? The way they call it. I always called it the Russian circle, where and it happens a lot in Russian literature, where like things start a certain way, events occur, and then they kind of end up being the same way at the end. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it kind of like history repeats itself, kind of thing. And I love that concept.
So
Yeah.
Tank says all three of you guys do great on the book being even better than the campaign page that's on. I only pretend to not be paying attention.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the quality of this is really good. The cover, it's nice and thick. The pages themselves are thick. Reminded me of my own book. It doesn't have quite the gloss, but I like that about your pages. It reminds me of like the newspaper that Peter Smetty wants to go back to, kind of push and all that stuff. Have you thought of that? Have you considered maybe printing in newspaper?
I haven't really thought too much about it at the moment.
Mhm.
The guys who I use for printing are like I feel like Phenomenon #1 was a little too thick. And the reason is like when you try to put it into the bags and boards, it like bows kind of, and I don't like that.
Okay.
So I made Phenomenal Tales a little bit thinner, and I think I'm going to stick with that. That worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I feel like a nice
This
kind
one's
of
got your
it's a thicker cover, and then the pages on the inside are a little bit thinner.
Okay.
And yeah, I like the matte finish. I don't really like the gloss finish.
Yep.
It makes the
I do
colors
that,
pop.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And when
Yeah.
you're trying to show it on a stream too, if it's all glossy, it's hard to, sometimes.
Yeah.
You get more of the shine than you get the image. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna play this if you guys don't mind. I like
Yeah.
your
Love the
I like
music.
your trailer. The music to your trailer and everything is really cool. So
Thank you.
you guys hear that?
Yep.
And is this who's this? Von Klaus?
Von Claus, yeah.
Man,
I'm gonna have to go to him for my next trailer.
Yeah.
Like everything I've seen him do is really good.
He's a very, very talented man.
Yes, he is.
Little butt shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that theme will recur. My brother and I actually wrote that song. So that theme is going to recur for we're going to do different versions of the song for different trailers in the future.
Oh,
Very
sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
No, that's the way to do it, man. For your branding and stuff. That's something that Chris and me have talked about before. Is like consistency in branding. Really goes a long way, especially in these small indie projects. Because like somebody who hasn't been following you, maybe I saw that trailer, but I didn't buy the book, but I remember the song, and then you see it. You see it again. You're like, man, I know that tune from somewhere. You're like, oh shit, that's that one brand, or whatever, that one IP. Yeah.
Well, and audio cues are like really have a strong unconscious effect on people.
Yeah.
So that's it's a positive.
Did you learn that when you were researching Soviet mind control?
No, I learned that from my psychology degree that turned out to be completely useless to me.
Hey, I'm right there with you, buddy.
So are you secretly communist, or what's the attraction other than the art? Anything, or
you mean like to Russia?
Yes. Is it more of like the Russian culture, or do you like the mix of because like that brutal stuff, that's the communist influence too.
Yeah.
Because if you look at was it Tsar Nicholas and the extravagance that everybody was allegedly so mad about,
right?
With their Mongolian domes and all that shit. It was a different. It wasn't postmodernist as the communist stuff is.
Well, it's like I don't know. I guess you could say I'm a little bit. These are the things I'm communist about, and it's not really communism, but it's just things that they also thought. They really hated monarchies. I'm a big fan of hating monarchies. And then also they were like, I don't know. There was this too much European influence on Russian culture.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of like how the Soviet Union took it back a bit and was like, I mean, at that point, it was no longer European or even Russian culture that was influencing them. It was more like, Marxist culture, which is not really culture at all.
Anti-culture.
But it's interesting, really what it is to me is they're back and forth between, and it's the struggles that they've had to deal with as a people. At the moment, they've come out of the Soviet Union. And they know how horrible it was because they were the ones who experienced it.
Yep.
I mean, how many millions of people were killed by the Soviet Union? We don't talk about this.
Yeah,
right.
And so they're what's the word I'm looking for? Not willpower, but
resilience.
Yeah, resilience as a people, I find really honorable, and I like it a lot.
That is human. That is the true human nature, in my opinion. Everybody's it's evil or it's this or it's that. It's like actually it's survival. But anyways, I listened. I used to listen to this podcast. It's like the Eastern Border podcast, and it was this dude that lives. I think he lived in Ukraine, or around there in the Eastern Bloc, and he was first generation. Like he watched the end of the Soviet Union, and his childhood was directly after all of that, So I want to say he was maybe born in the 80s or early 90s, and just listening to him retell stories that he grew up with of what it was like, and not only that, but the culture that he grew up in was like recovering from the Soviet lie machine, and it's constantly an ongoing sarcastic joke that you can never say the truth. You always had to call it something different, which is really interesting because we see a lot of that now in our censorious culture right now. You can't say the word that you want to say because, it may be flagged by AI and then your channel gets taken down. It's not very different at all.
It's how you control thought. If you control what people are allowed to express out loud, then to a degree you're controlling themselves.
Newspeak, or what called it,
One second, I want to catch up with the chat real quick because I love the chat. Tank says, I have to shift my live drawing 12. I know, dude. Tank, with your bullpen, it's crazy. So if you guys can follow Tank, he gets everybody to come in, stop in, and do some drawing with him, and it's really cool. Anyways, fan art. As I can't show what I'm working on for the next 2 weeks, free fan art, cough. Cool. Let's
Hell
see.
yeah, man.
Frederick says the Thunderbolts reference Kierkegaard, if you can believe it. I'm not that
Wow.
surprised. I
Yeah.
was told that the one of the major themes of Thunderbolts is depression, so I'm not surprised they get a little philosophical.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see. Flady says if you're going to for trimming the head and shaft, make sure the rabbi doing your brie is a diamond cutter. Melee level dick pic in real life.
What is it? The moil off the top rope? Like,
keep it out of your mouth. I keep.
But I did that in was it WWE 2K24 or whatever. You can create a wrestler, and I created BD Moyle, Baby Dick Moyle, and he had the graduation robes and everything. It came down to a techno remix of Tequila.
What is going on with you? Oh my god. That's it. Frederick says gloss is not good for comics, distracting at best. I'm sorry, Frederick. I will stop. I will immediately stop putting glossy pages on everything.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? Let's see. Flady says Blood Realm from Alternia is mostly done on cheap newsprint. Keeps it cheap and really work. See, I that's kind of what I'm thinking of is like once I get 3 out, that may be the last like real glossy thing I do. Because 1, it's cheaper. 2, newsprint is, it feels classic, and I think it'll help save on cost so that I can put out more stuff and use the capital that I do get, for other things, especially if people don't mind the classic newspaper print. So I don't know. It's something that I'm kicking around, and because like people are going to start looking for ways to, match or I don't know, counter to manga taking everything and being able to mass produce as fast as they produce. And one of those things is cutting costs back to newsprint.
Well, it's the war of attrition. I mean, it's why the Sherman tanks won the war and not the superior German panzers.
Right? They just
those things
mass
were too
produced
expensive
them.
And unfortunately,
They were also called the Zippo lighter on the battlefield. But it's like don't get in one.
But unfortunately, that kind of puts us as indie creators in a really hard spot, because the days of Eastman and Laird making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with ballpoint pens and Coptics, they're over, because they wouldn't get the attention. Like if you like shout out to Geronimo, Robert Geronimo, like. Blood Realm is an awesome series. I highly recommend it. I've got waiting on the box and everything. And he's right. Okay. He does use the newsprint, does all that stuff. But like everybody has to find what makes them unique. And if you try to copy something like Geronimo, it's just gonna kind of muddy the waters. You know what I mean? Like something needs to stand out. Like we were talking earlier about like the audio cues. Like when I see Phenomenon here, I hear that bleak synth wave, and I'm thinking, okay, post-apocalyptic war. You get that hook. Yeah, something you got to do something, and it's really hard for indies to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to do what that guy does. Oh yeah, do what he does, and you're gonna get the table scraps at best. Yeah,
right. Put it on something to look at. All right, let's see.
Giggity.
Flady says, I like the matte finish. The gloss jacks up my weak ass eyeballs. Okay, well, that's 2 against the gloss. Thanks for telling me now, guys. Just kidding. Let's see. Psychology is completely toxic to the human condition. Well, I mean, some people need psychology, though.
That sounds like something a Freudian would
Show
say.
me the story, not the collectability. That's fine. Yeah, show me the story, not the collectability. The Soviets erased Russia's Tartarian past. I've heard that. I've seen that on Twitter or something, or TikTok.
Well, Patrick had mentioned the European influence over. Do you realize how much you're like basically it was not Kiev. I think it was Moscow. Somebody, I think it was the Italians built Moscow, and then like Catherine the Great was German. So it's like you already got like this huge like import of Europeans into essentially an Asian country. So that reclamation, man. Yeah, they definitely kind of pulled back after the Marxists destroyed their culture.
Yeah. I mean, good for them. And I mean, that's after, because all those people were, all the aristocrats in Europe, they were all related. Like they're all from like one bloodline. They're all cousins and all this other shit. So, I think
the King of England is German.
Jawohl.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe was it a natural cycle to expunge all of the latent, gross inbredness of Europe? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
a
the
big
Hydra.
blood toll. It's a big
Yeah.
blood toll. See, Flady says, I do like satin and gloss on some covers, but not on interiors. Although satin might work for some stories. Yeah,
Nah.
I get it, guys. I get it. I hop on the bullpen from time to time. It's great. Yeah, I seen you on there. It's cool because I can catch it at work, and it's just you guys talking, artists talking. It's the at Patrick. If you want some good Russian sci-fi fiction, Palladium Books Riffs RPG has Warlords of Russian and Mystic Russia. Great stuff in them. That's cool. I'm not aware of that myself.
Loved Riffs.
Never heard. I've written it down. I'll check it out.
Yeah. Let's
Is
see,
that Palladium?
I'm pretty sure it is. I had a Riffs book way back in the day when it was kind of new. A friend of mine stole it, and it ended up in my house. But anyways, because we were all really miscreant, degenerate kids, and so somehow I ended up with stolen goods. But and I loved it.
Somehow
I love all the art in there. All the sci-fi punk stuff in there is really cool.
Dude, I loved Riffs as a kid because the Palladium books were cheaper, like Steve Jackson games, and they were a lot cheaper than like the Dungeons and Dragons books. So I was able to buy more of them, and like Ninjas and Super Spies, dude, it's freaking amazing. So I got all that, and then I worked over in the video game industry. I think it's like the second or third company I worked for.
You're breaking up.
Oh, yeah, my internet just did a weird hiccup. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was working for this one game company, and like we got sued by Rifts because the name of the MMO was Rift, and it was about we're like, oh hey, I'm like, they're like, oh, this is terrible, this is awful. They noticed me.
Yeah. Tank says, well, I have to quest in Dadland. Hopefully you're still here when I get back. If not, have a great one. Regardless, like and share. Thanks, Tank. Take it easy.
Peace out, Tank.
Frederick says, spoiler, it's the fiat money that's losing value. Inflation and shrinkflation will continue until we move to a hard money standard. Perhaps, or Bitcoin will devour all the debt, and that's how we get out of the debt crisis. See, Frederick, it was my first and favorite RPG. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, Frederick, you and I need to debate D20s. Guys, come on the show. We'll talk D20 systems. I got some tabletop friends who probably like to get in on that. All right, let's see. I hear the Bolsheviks coined the term racism. Yep. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Just the whole idea of what is racist and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Especially now, it's kind of weird because like the general idea, if you say something is racist, that means that it is full of hate, when that means that you can't talk about differences in race. Like it completely annihilates that, and it makes us all comrades, right? Like we're all generic human beings in that way, instead of divinely created individuals. What's that?
No, it's just language control, dude. Because as soon as somebody accuses you of racism, it puts you on your back foot.
Right?
You can't,
no, I'm not.
White guys.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you got to suddenly like defend yourself against an accusation that has nothing to stand on.
Now it's like, yes, there are differences in the races.
I found the only response I can have when somebody says, "Oh, you're saying that just because you're racist." The only response I have is just go fuck yourself. Like, how dare you say something like that? Like, I throw it back at them. Like, how dare you say something like that to me?
I get this word gives you power over me.
Yeah,
well, it does. It does in the job world. I mean, all of our HR has been overtaken by that crap. But like,
that's all right. I'll go live on my 401k for a little while. I'll be all right.
It just, I find it when they're like, they call me like, was it a Yahtzee or like white supremacist? I'm like, so which part is it, the Korean or the Jew part? I'm curious here. Like,
by their standards, only whites can be racist, right?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, so I guess I can't be racist then.
You got that pass.
Yay!
Kevin, who owns Palladium, always goes all out on the art when he can. I really like it. It's got some real classic sci-fi look to it. Like the way they do the chrome and all that stuff is really badass. Let's see. 2025 means you don't like Disney Star Wars. Yeah.
Yep.
Or Marvel. Or Ironheart.
Right.
Oh, hell no.
All right. Well, fair enough, I guess. You got me. I don't know if that's your standard. Well, anyways.
We're all like gearing off.
Yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about? Maybe promote before we call it quits?
All I would say is, folks, if you back this today, you are not only going to get the Salty Draws trading card of the boss, the leader of the terrorist lantern organization. You're also going to get a beautiful print of Blue Rose, that lead female character there, done by Frederick Guman and colored by Peter Gilmore. And so that'll, like, I always like to send prints off with people. But yeah, you're going to get extra goodies when you back this comic book.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah,
Do you have an example of the card in here?
No, it's on X.
Okay.
Or I can hold on. I can share the actual picture of it. Hold on.
Sure.
Bring that up real quick.
So, are you gonna have some, like, how mature does this story get? Like, is it just cussing, no cussing, maybe a little bikini, or underwear shots, or like what? How mature are you making it?
It is. There is a lot of violence. It's very violent. And it's got a lot of language. Not a lot of language, but it's got like F words and things like that. A lot of violence, and there's no sex in my books. There might be some like implied relationships eventually, but this is a revolution.
Let me guess. Another self-insert by an indie creator?
What?
No sex, huh? Okay, well,
It's like the champagne.
So yeah, it's just they're fighting a revolution. There is some romance, but we'll get into that later.
There we go. Yeah.
But I like to, I don't know. I don't need, how would I put it? There's like the Game of Thrones level of adult what's going on, and I thought that the nudity and all that stuff was kind of like unnecessary in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's some things you saw where you're like,
right,
wish I'd never seen that. Oh my God.
Yeah. She just winked her butt at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm all about that.
I don't know.
Action.
Well, I mean, at first, it's like, oh, it's cool, it's tits and dragons, but yeah, I mean, and they got away from some of the nudity. I mean, it was cool because it was mature and we hadn't really seen that a whole lot, but I mean, there was a lot of problems with the writing beyond just having tits in there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they created a position.
Yeah, and the last 2 or 3 seasons just collapsed upon themselves.
Yep.
They did.
It's like they took all of the foreshadowing and all of the narrative like setups from the first seasons, and they were just like, let's do the opposite of this.
Yeah.
No,
right.
You could have. There's so many like things dropped in those first seasons that would have ended up wrapping up that story beautifully, and it would have been one of the best shows of all time.
Oh, dude,
And,
it's true, and it's like after, I guess, maybe the 5th season, or probably 6, 7, 8 was when they just like they didn't really know, and then it was like crash.
Mhm.
Well,
I mean, that night battle was horrible. Like it was the worst thing ever.
And
They're like,
any nerd that knows like medieval or classic warfare knows you don't put the siege engines in the front lines. But like my thing was, as a writer, I was watching it and I'm just like not like, I don't mind tragic endings. Like it's not about a happy ending or a sad ending. Like it's about a satisfying ending. And there were so many things that made no sense. There were so many loose ends that weren't tied up, and the ones that were done unsatisfyingly, that it retroactively made me hate the entire series.
Yeah.
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 That's really how it felt by the last episode. I'm like, motherfuckers, Arya just killed the Night King. It's fucking retarded.
Well, why were the White Walkers okay? Like let's look at scale or the magnitude of the threat. Okay, you've got a bunch of squabbling nobles who are fighting over a throne, and you've got this undead horde that's going to bring an unending winter. Okay, which one should be your primary, like your wrap up? Like what should be your should it be
right?
And they went with like the world ending ice apocalypse as like they're like, oh, we'll just clean that all up neatly in like 1 or 2 episodes.
One episode.
We'll clean it up.
Yeah. And then they went over to the squabbling royals thing, and I'm like, your magnitude just went from world ending to like a bunch of people bitching about a castle. Like,
right. That blows my mind that they did that.
Yeah.
I thought that they were the Army of the Dead was gonna take over that. What was that? Winterhold is what it was called.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought they were gonna take over Winterhold. You'd have like, 2 of the 5 main characters or whatever there die, but no, you've literally got, what's the lady's name? Gwendolyn something or other. The actress that's her name.
Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah. So I liked that character for a while. But see, the thing that draws me out of things, like I in the middle of the episode, I was like, no, it's over now, because she got grabbed by like 7 different zombies.
Yep.
And then you cut back and she's just like totally fine.
Yep.
And you're like, wait a minute, like that whole like, ooh man, when you do things in that physically speaking would end up having that person die very quickly, and then you're just like, oh no, they're fine. It's like, okay, so you literally only did that for the plot and for that like dramatic shot to get people, oh, what's gonna happen to her? And back in Game of Thrones, back in the old days, it used to be you'd have a dramatic shot of some impending doom, and you're like, oh shit, like what is gonna happen? Because something horrible could actually happen from this.
I like that character. Oh no.
Yeah, there goes. I like when Marjorie Terrell got exploded in the septum there.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I was like, oh man, Cersei just became one of my favorite characters.
Jamie Lannister getting his hand cut off. Didn't see that coming at all. I was like, oh my god. Like,
yeah,
so good.
Good stuff. I got a question for you. So what kind of lessons have you learned? You've done how many? This is like your 3rd campaign.
This is my 3rd one. Yeah.
Oh wow. You're a veteran.
What lesson? Yeah, basically in the indie scene, you're becoming a veteran and all this. So what kind of lessons have you learned or tips that you would give, starting out, Patrick, that maybe you didn't know?
Well, we talked about this a little bit before we came on the stream here, but the amount of things that you have to print, it skyrockets your price for things. So if I were to suggest things to people, and I didn't do it on this campaign, so I'm, as a person who made the mistake, try to stick to like 1 or 2 covers, I would say, because that printing cost, it gets a lot very quickly. And even if you only sold 4 copies of a cover, you're still obligated to print that cover and send those copies that you sold people. So that's a thing about money wise. Another thing is, there are things you can do if you don't want to use a fulfillment service, or if you can't afford it. Like I really don't have, I'm just like, I don't have the extra grease to afford that. So for me, I had to do it all myself, which is fine. But it's like, you want to kind of make a, what's the word I'm looking for? A conveyor belt of things you need to do. So for instance, Gemini mailers, they come flat in those boxes. And you've got to fold them to, send somebody something. So fold the Gemini mailers first. Just take a night, listen to a podcast, fold all your Gemini mailers. Then the next day, you put all the bags in the boards or whatever. And so when you separate that process into like doing one of the same thing for the whole period of time, I felt like it went way faster. And
like an assembly line.
Oh yeah.
And pay attention to shipping costs too. Like,
oh boy,
don't make the mistake. I mean, the first campaign, or the second, was it Phenomenal Tales? Phenomenal Tales. I only had $8 shipping, and then I got people, and then I got people in like literally El Salvador, and that's like $40 or something, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy paid, he paid, what was it, $28 for this comic. Phenomenal Tales was $10, right? So it was $18. He paid $18. Yeah, and I had to spend, after 40. Printing and shipping, it was like I paid like $50 almost to send this book to him.
Damn.
So don't make that mistake. I know it sucks to be like, hey guys who are international, like, sorry, but you've got to pay a lot more. But you're gonna literally sabotage yourself and bankrupt yourself if you don't do that. So.
I do think that they understand that, because I've listened to the overseas guys, and they want the digital. They understand if they want the physical, they're gonna have to pay the shipping, and shipping sucks right now and has for a while. George and Razorfist got bit by unexpected shipping costs as well. $50K in the hole.
That'll do it.
Future America. That's Canada.
The biggest lessons though are more like art lessons.
Okay.
One, if you're just coming in here, I would say just like don't come in here and be a critic. Just like listen to other people, look at their work, see what they do, especially the professionals, the people who are in the industry. Those people especially, like, just listen to what they have to say. You may not agree with it, but still listen. And there's a lot of people who in Comicsgate, for instance, they're more than willing to give you advice on things.
Yeah.
So being humble and listening to those people and trying to perfect your craft outside of, like, I've talked a lot about fulfillment essentially, but fulfillment doesn't matter at all if you made a crappy comic. So
Yeah.
try to, we got to focus on making something that is really good to the best of our ability. And the only way you can do that, if you're just becoming a comic creator like myself, is by, listening to other people, looking around, actually backing other people's comics and seeing what they do.
Yep.
Right.
And not like copying them. And, we were talking about that earlier, not like copying their IPs or anything like that. But, like, say you open a book up and you're like, oh, damn, that layout is really cool. Try to do something with that.
Sure.
So, things like that.
And what about an editor? Did you use an editor on this book, or did you count yourself as one?
I'm the editor.
Let me guess. There's no editor.
Uh-oh.
That's right. That's me, baby.
That's one of his peeves. Oh, shit. That's all right. Don't listen to him. He's got all kinds
Don't forget, Marxist revolutions never fail.
See what I mean?
Chad
Don't
of
listen to
colors
his
getting
advice.
mouthy.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't heard from
Who
him
asked
in a
you,
while.
Black Chad?
Says, one thing I recommend to all indie creators, if possible, to create a physical vendor tier. And if you can try to get your books in shops directly.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how well that works because, it sounds good. I don't know. I haven't tried it myself. I don't know how well that really translates into, like, how many people, comic shop owners, are seeing, our shows and buying the product and stuff.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have any metrics on that. So I haven't really
Me
tried
neither.
to do that. And then the savings on it, I don't know how much savings there really is. I guess that would be depending on, what's that?
I kind of like, I know this is going to sound like a really dumb idea because the more I think about it, the more it probably won't be profitable. But I would love to see somebody that's kind of a third party that's a fan of indie books, just advocate and bring a bunch. Like, oh, you don't like Infinitel Chronicles? Well, we also got Immortal Rising. Oh, you don't like Immortal Rising? What about Phenomena? Like, just like, here's a bunch of stuff. Get it into brick and mortars. Get it in front of, like, foot traffic.
Yeah.
Like,
I like this. Flady says it works well for gaming, and you have to start cold calling. Yeah.
But,
I can see that.
Like a lot, like I've reached out to about people. I think it was within like a 100-mile radius around me, and like the nice ones told me to screw off. But like I got a lot of ghosts. Like people just they don't reply. But it's like we got to do more than just rely on our microcosms.
I agree. Well, it's like my local shop here. He has a wall. One of them. He has a wall where he sells indies. But when I was first trying to figure out what I was doing, I showed him my first campaign. I was like, "Hey, what about this or whatever?" And he's like, "Well, your prices are double what I can get a 50-page graphic novel from Marvel or whatever for $8. Or whatever. I can sell it for $8." Whereas yours is like 20, I can't sell that. I was like, all right, well, what am I supposed to do with that?
That's the thing that I was thinking of, that I wonder about. I have no idea how that would work because it's like, just to print this book off, it cost me minimum like $4.50.
Yeah.
So it's either like, if you want it in the store, you're taking a loss there. I don't know how.
Yeah, you're gonna be taking a loss. Yeah.
Well, it's because we don't have mass production.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Frederick says making the art is the easy part, shipping is the hard part.
Yeah.
EJ. Yeah. You got to get you your warehouse.
That's right.
All right. Well, I guess we can wrap it up here. Trying to think of, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was.
Can I bring something up real quick?
Of course. What is that?
It's just a very quick.
Not a problem.
I just saw this today, and I thought, well, might as well get these guys' opinions on it.
We had to switch my game day, so my table's coming over today to play. So it's like, oh shit, yeah. And we start around here. So.
Is this a Brittany Venti photo?
No.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, Galactus.
Apparently, this is the first look. What do you guys think?
I like it. It's comic accurate. Like,
yeah.
It's not a cloud.
I love the details of, like, if you zoom in on him, he's like, it's almost like his body is a building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I really, really like that. And his face too, like his facial features It's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what he looks like.
Yeah.
He looks like my old
crazy.
English teacher.
Looks like Trump in a Galactus suit.
Really,
Wow, you've
Yeah.
got a really tasty planet.
Yeah. The best.
like
the
echoes
best
across.
Right.
I'm
I'm
not the
gonna
one who
eat
says that. It's what
Your
the
whole
people say.
planet except for China. China's disgusting.
I'll be hungry 15 minutes later.
Right.
Oh yeah. Face needs more EVS to it.
Oh, did you guys
We're
see
gonna
that?
annex Earth. There's no way. I'm sorry. Yeah. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, did you guys see that Comicsgate Fantastic Four trailer?
Oh,
No.
dude,
By Bell
it's
Winters?
terrific.
Yes.
It's awesome. Yes, Bell
Fantastic.
Winters.
So good.
I showed the one where I think it was Bell Winters did put Shane Davis and I think it was maybe Frega, and they were fighting Scorpion versus
Sub-Zero.
who's it?
Sub-Zero.
Johnny
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage or whatever. Yeah. And they were fighting. It was that scene from the first Mortal Kombat where they're like in the trees.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get
and they're
over
fighting,
here,
and they
get
go to
over
hell.
here.
It's fucking funny, dude.
Awesome.
No. Anyways, yes, that looks great.
Yeah,
But,
that looks really
Another good sign.
surprisingly- Yeah,
Yes.
all the stuff that I see with these modern films is so like, stop talking, like you got Pedro Pascal, blowing his horn about all this crap that nobody wants to hear,
Whoa.
and then you got they're talking about like basically vandalizing the whole character of Johnny Storm, where he's no longer like a womanizer or whatever,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's like, oh come on. But then when I see stuff like the Galactus design, it's like, well, at least that's good. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But he wasn't always that way, right? He wasn't always a playboy.
yeah, he's
I
the
mean, yeah.
hot-headed, like, that's him. He's the hot-headed
Yeah.
dude. Like, that's
He was
why
going
he's
from
the
girlfriend to girlfriend,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Like he would
didn't read a
flame
lot of
on, melt his
Fantastic
car, fly away from this girl he's on a date with. She would dump him because she's tired of him flying away to go
Yeah.
save the world. And then he'd have another girl in the next issue.
Yeah,
Yep.
clearly it's a metaphor for his bipolar, but have you guys ever been around bipolar or known people who dated bipolar? Yeah.
I'm
it's
related
like,
to one.
oh
yeah.
shit, burned down the car and flew away in a fucking huff. Yeah.
Did you ever see that on Living Color? They had the bipolar Happy Fun Storytime lady, where she's like,
No.
gather around, kids, when Happy Fun Storytime lady's happy. She's way too happy. And the Happy Fun Storytime lady said, she's dangerous.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, all right. Well, so we got Chris. You are launching issue number 2. Your campaign looks insane, and I'm not sure. Maybe next Sunday, we can just like stream for a long time, see how many people we can get in. I don't know if you have anything scheduled for next Sunday, but just hang out for a couple hours and see what happens. But and then you, Patrick, you're closing up next Sunday.
Mhm.
So a lot of stuff going on with this crowd right here. So either way, good luck to both of you. And then Chris, you'll be on the Comicsgate Commandos the 28th.
The 28th.
Yes,
There you
let's
go.
see. I put a calendar up on let's see if I can find
On
it.
X.
Yeah, so yeah, like I reached out to as many people, and dude, I'm super grateful because goddamn, this is so hard to get the
tough.
word out when you're a nobody.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think let's see, I'm on Patrick on let's see if I can. Yeah, here we are. Here, I'll just share the screen, I guess, or oh, that didn't work.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we'll just open the image in a new tab, and then X went, oh, you want to do something like that? Yeah, die. But
Setting up shows is one of the toughest parts about the campaign, and scheduling it and making sure people keep the schedule and all that kind of stuff. Oh, there you go.
yeah,
How many shows you got scheduled so far?
So yeah,
Okay, let me
so
pull you up.
so this is the calendar we got going so far.
Look at you,
nice.
fancy pants.
So yeah, let's see. On Tuesday, John said that he could get me on his channel for some showcase stuff, and then Friday is the big day. Like, guys, don't miss this, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Bancroft, and then Fusebox at 8 p.m. on that Saturday, and then it goes right into Death Metal Hero, and then Proof of Comics.
Here we go.
Yeah, hey Frederick.
Frederick.
Yeah, and then the 28th is you, PQ Box, and then I go right into the Friday nights with Mad Ruth.
There we go.
And Mr. Sandberg, and then I got Batmerk, Mark Polton, Zaid, K-pop Junkie, and then Dave Brink to close us out.
Nice.
A ton of shows, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I did my last campaign, I was on probably, I don't know, 40 plus shows in 2 months. I mean, and trying to schedule it all is difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like some people have shows at this time of day and that time of day and blah blah. So it could be difficult.
Dude, I can't stress this enough too, dude. It is so hard to like when you are a nobody, which I'm fully willing to admit I'm a nobody. I got one book out, you know. Just to even get like through that apathy wall is insane. It is so hard now. You know, with our economy being the crap it is now, people are, you know, definitely tightening their belts, you know, closing their wallets. And it's fully understandable, dude. Like, you know, entertainment is when you're looking at austerity measures, it's generally the last thing. You know, you're gonna put food on the table and pay your rent. But like with that said, it's still like just getting the word out there now and being like people going, oh, what's that? You know, like I want people to you know, oh, it's not just some dumb like, oh, it's just like I've had some people say some stuff. Oh, it's just a fairy book or what, you know. It's like no. This is high fantasy, man. This is
high fantasy is not for everybody. I mean, you really are shooting at a niche and a niche.
Yeah,
we're in the same boat as far as that goes. I go epic high fantasy as well.
So
not everybody reads that. Like if you read Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms or you know whatever those kinds of or like Final Fantasy, you're more likely to like epic fantasy comics, you know. So
yeah. And then the point I'm trying to hammer home here is like every one of these people that was generous enough to like let me on their site, dude. I don't know how else I can say thank you. Like this is super helpful, man. Like you guys, you saved my bacon. Right. Because I don't have a like I'm not a YouTuber. Like you know, like Aaron's nice enough to let me on his channel, you know, to hang out, and you know, occasionally I'm on other people's channels as well to hang out. But like, I'm not the YouTube guy. You know what I mean? I'm a fat old Korean Jewish guy. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, and on that note, no. But positive thing is that one, both of you have very affordable books coming out, which is great. So not only that, Chris, like when we finally get to show your campaign page, you have a ton of merch and you know all these different things that you can get into. It will be awesome. And I'm glad to see that that you're seeing some really good success and success it is in the community. So I mean, keep at it, dude. Your show does great. You're getting like like 100 views or something a show and stuff like that. You've got a good crew around you, people who are really supporting you, and that's awesome to see. So that stuff gets contagious. And I don't know. I'm glad to see you doing well. You know, that's the goal. I mean, there's a lot of people have a lot of problems with independent comics right now in the scene and all that. And, you know, it lies on us to fix it. You know what I mean? Like no one else is going to fix it for us. We got to do it. Yeah. Well, it's like the whole point of the beginning of the show is like, you know, stop bitching, start looking for answers. And, you know, and we can get over all this. Like, it's not as bad as you think it is, you know, like just find shit that people who don't hate you are making and then, you know, see what you like. So the link is right there. It's pinned to the top. That's Phenomenon 2 on Fund My Comic. And I guess maybe we could go out on that. Let's see. All right. So I got a new closeout. So all right. I will see you guys. If you would like to hang around, say goodbye in the back room. I will see you guys in a minute. All right. To everybody else, have a good week and maybe see you next Sunday.
Enough talk.
Stuck in a matrix with a box one diatress.
I'm the villain. Nigga, Heil Hitler. Nigga, Heil Hitler. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. Nigga, Heil Hitler. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. All my niggas Nazis. Nigga, Heil Hitler. Nigga, Heil Hitler. Nigga, Heil Hitler. All my niggas Nazis. Nigga, Heil Hitler. She's got her hand in my pants. She's got that way in her hands. Nigga, Heil Hitler. Nigga, Heil Hitler. Nigga, Heil Hitler. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. Nigga, Heil Hitler. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. All my niggas Nazis. Nigga, Heil Hitler. Nigga, Heil Hitler.